Hello again, this is Gail Scott, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I bring messages from all over the place, really. Different galaxies, different civilizations, different deities and masters, and a galactic kind of energy, not from specific planets, but from species and energies that live out there and not here on Earth. So this message today is all about human sickness, and it's all about, how we can navigate all of these really weird kind of ascension symptoms that we might be having, but it's kind of more than that. So it's the idea that human sickness comes through our bodies as a cleansing. And most of the time, of course, it doesn't feel very comfortable. I know that for myself. I was very sick in January, and I realized, what I needed to do to take care of myself. And this is part of the message that this channeling has come through with. So it's the idea that as a cleansing in your body, certain cells have to be replicated and recreated, and in fact, even made healthier. So it's kind of a cleaning out when you get sick, a cleaning out of certain cells in your body to create healthier ones. Of course, it's not pleasant. All of us know that, but it's just the nature of the experience that we have. And it often is happening right now when there's a shift. So it could be a vibrational shift or a shift in your consciousness, which is a vibrational shift, but also shifting in the energy field, in your auric field, in the planet, just in everything that's around us. And what we're doing, I've mentioned this before in other videos, is we're upgrading. If you think of it like you used to live on the first floor of a building and you're moving to the 15th floor. So there's a little bit of change and movement required to get there. And so this upgrading that you're having is generating a lot of, let's say, energetic movement, which is cleaning out your system so that you can actually move up to that higher floor, up to that better view, up to that, nicer place. Of course, the ultimate leaving, the ultimate upgrading, they're telling me, is leaving this physical form completely, the energy of death, and returning to energy to be transmuted into something else. But for now, most of us are here on the planet, enjoying this physical experience, but we're kind of having to get used to being ill some of the times in order to go over that. Now, this is not a new concept. For thousands and thousands of years, we've experienced many different kinds of illness, many different kinds of change. And of course, it's all perfect in the experience that we're having. There's no wrong. But you wouldn't agree with that, because when you feel sick, you feel rotten. And I know that when I was feeling sick in January, I was feeling really rotten and wanted to feel better, right? But we get sick because our body is talking to us. We get sick because we need to know certain things. And so we might be changing things. We might be removing things out of our body. We might be bringing in new things. We're kind of upgrading the physical form, and sometimes it has to break down before it can be remade into something better. So the idea of the second point that this channeling is about these vibrational shifts that we're going through, because it's not just us as human beings living on the planet. The actual planet is going through some major vibrational shifts. And so we're bringing in a whole new physical form of our planet. It's almost like it's upgrading too, and you might not really be seeing that right now, but you also can't see the roots of the trees, but you know that they're there. So there are, energetic and physical transformations that are happening on Mother Earth. And just because we as humans can't physically see them doesn't mean that they're not happening. And it's the same thing with our bodies. We have physical stuff going on in our bodies that we don't necessarily see. You can't see really when how your skin is repairing itself unless you're looking under a microscope, or how your cells are replicating themselves, but it's happening. It's definitely happening. And so there's, your body has to kind of accommodate, much as the planet is accommodating these shifts and changes, our bodies have to accommodate this. And so it can get to be a little uncomfortable, and it can often get to be so uncomfortable that some people will not stay here on the planet. So they will have the ultimate upgrade. They will move on, they will pass away, they will die, and they'll go on to exist in another energetic form, in another capacity. And that can be very unpleasant for us on the planet when it is people that we love. But we are human beings on a journey. This is not a stagnant condition that we have. We come in one certain form, but we don't stay that way. I mean, all you have to do is look at the evolution of a human body from baby to old person. It really does transform. And so your body's continually reproducing itself and building on itself. And if you have that awareness early on in your life, then you can recognize that you can be a contributor to that. So if you live a healthy lifestyle, then your body replicates healthy cells over and over. But unfortunately, that's not always the case, depending on where we live, or the family that we have, or the society that we live in. And so often our lifestyles actually create unhealthy replication for us. And so, that's something that we realize once we've gotten to the place where the body stops and says, I need to get better. And so this brings me to the next point, is we really need to understand and allow for the need for rest. We must become aware of what our bodies are telling us. When I got sick in January, my brain wouldn't work. I would turn on my computer to try to work, and I just would look at it, and I just wouldn't be able to think straight. And my body couldn't do the exercise routine that I was used to doing. I just had to lie down and rest, or, read a book. And so most of the time, we have not actually honored that. We've had different ways of dealing with illness, not always very well. But there, in some incarnations, in some life forms, they don't have these experiences that we're having on Earth. But right now we're kind of in the thick of it as human beings on planet Earth. And so you have to really look at where we're at. So they gave me the analogy of winter. And they're saying, I live in Toronto, Canada. And of course, right now, you couldn't plant a seed in the ground if you wanted to. It's covered in snow and ice. It's all fallow. And so they're saying to us, this is the nature of the energy of your field right now, literally. And so you wouldn't be going out trying to really build and create and grow and nurture and nourish something that needs to be resting. And so that's what they're saying that we're dealing with right now. We're not going to even have the energy right now to be able to do that. Our job right now is to be resting. Now, this is, of course, true in the Northern Hemisphere. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's a little bit different. They've got a different kind of energy there, but it's really just the flip side, and it's the same thing for them, but they just are in a different time frame. So they will have that experience also. But for us here now, it's no more pushing forward as you go through this part of the journey. Like, the best thing that you can do is support yourself and support one another, and if you do find yourself becoming sick or run down, the best thing you can do is just stop, take care of yourself, stay at home, do the things that everybody says you should do, make chicken soup, drink tea. Oh, hair on my face. Stay hydrated. Don't try to push through. don't try to keep going. And that's been really shown to us now with this experience that we've gone through with COVID. And so that energy that we've lived with for decades, the last 100 years of pushing through and keeping going, and no matter what, the job has to get done, that's all changing. The energy actually is changing. So basically, oh, hold on a second. Oh, finally got that hair out of my eye. Now my phone is going. So basically what they're saying is that for the next little while, do not push. You're not going to have to be concerned about that. The energy is going to come back. As the timeline changes, as the vibration goes up, things are going to get easier. And situations are going to shift faster than you could have possibly imagined. So there'll be more speed. I know we're already moving pretty fast, but changes are going to happen even faster. But we're not quite there yet. We're still in this period of fallow. We're still in this time of rest. We're still going through this transformation, not just for our physical bodies, but also for the planet. So you cannot drive your car into the ground if you don't take care of the engine. So it's kind of the same thing with your body. You have to change the oil. You have to replenish the windshield washer wiper fluid. It's kind of the same thing. You have to hydrate, you have to sleep, you have to eat good food, you have to rest, because this is what's required over the next few months. So if you're someone that's been experiencing some really weird symptoms, fatigue and brain fog and just a sense of it's kind of offness, take heart. You're feeling what's going on and your physical body is showing that to you. And so what you want to be doing is, just like the ground, you want to be resting, laying low, replenishing, and really coming to a place where your cup is full again. Even if you feel like you haven't done anything to empty it, it's being emptied because of the energetic shifts. And so that's their message to us now, is as humans, recognize that this is happening. So this is very challenging. In fact, the last 2 years, 2020 and 2021, have been very challenging for us, of course, in many different ways, but especially in our physical form. And of course, for some people, they have already exited the building. They've already left. And for some, that's been quite a surprise about how that has happened. That's going to continue. There are certain souls who have already made the decision that they will not move forward in this new vibrational alignment, this new vibrational upgrade, and they're going to go on and incarnate somewhere else. And so right now, the best thing you can do is take care of you and know that it's going to get better. It is going to get better because this new energy is coming in. It's actually a very exciting time right now on Earth. We are going through massive quantum leaps in the auric fields, in your auric field, in the energies of Earth's atmosphere. You're going to see this more and more as time goes by, but right now your job is to take care of yourself and to recognize that if you do get sick, it is just a shift in your energy field. This is not, of course, medical advice. I would always recommend that you go to your doctor and get yourself checked out if it's something that you intuitively feel you need to do. But for some of us, we just know that we just need to rest and that we will get better. So you get to decide on that. That is an individual choice. And I am not in any way suggesting that you just lay low if it's something serious. Definitely go and get that taken care of. But for now, recognize that it could be this. And as you go through this time frame, continue to let go of things, you know, letting go of that it needs to be a certain way, and kind of enjoy the experience of the downtime. Maybe this is something that you've never allowed yourself to do, to kind of rest and relax and not be pushing so hard to get things done, because at the end of it, you will feel rejuvenated and re-energized and revitalized, because those cells in your body will have been able to kind of settle down and begin to replicate again in a healthy, you know, orderly way. So we are going through this massive upgrade. We're still going through it. It's not a new message, but the idea that if you're feeling off, welcome to the changes. I myself have been experiencing this now for a while, and I know many people have, and people have reached out to me and asked me about this. So I'm really grateful that this message came through, to be able to share it with you. And as always, you are your best advisor when it comes to you. You can tap into your heart and you can recognize. And if you struggle with that, please contact me. I can assist you in how to recognize what your body is telling you, what your heart is saying, and help you to release those needs to just constantly be doing and pushing forward, because I've personally gone through that journey. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to my newsletter, where I share all of my workshops and online programs that I'm doing for you. And until next time, stay well, take care of yourself, and much love.